Dear students, now we will discuss the transport phenomena. So, according to the kinetic theory of gases, the molecules of a gas are in a state of thermal agitation. That is, the gas, due to that, which the gas therefore which attains a steady state or equilibrium state by transporting its momentum, heat and mass from one layer to the another layer of the gas by giving rise to viscosity, conductivity and diffusion respectively, and this phenomenon is called as the transport phenomenon. Okay, so here the transport phenomena occurs only in the non-equilibrium state of a gas. So now let us discuss the viscosity. So here we already know that the gas which has different layers and each layer has a different velocity. Okay, so the different layers of non-equilibrium gas may have different velocities and which results in the relative motion of the different layers with respect to one another. So, in such a case, the layer moving faster will impart momentum to the layer moving slower, which to bring about an equilibrium state. So, the transport of momentum gives rise to the phenomenon of viscosity. Okay, so now let us discuss what is the viscosity equation and how that is the temperature and the pressure which affect all on the viscosity. Okay, so now, so here in this picture we have a gas is flowing over an horizontal direction, that is OX, from left to right, and the velocity, that is the z axis. One second. Yes. So this is the gas which is moving, which is flowing in this direction. Okay, and on the y-axis we have the velocity gradient. Okay, that is velocity gradient means this is dv by dz. Okay, so this is the z-axis. So on the z-axis we plot the velocity gradient. And now the gas this figure shows the three layers. Okay, so this is the center is AB layer, and above and below the EF and CD layers are there. Okay, so here we have this lambda. Lambda is the mean free path. And now now let us consider the velocity of these different layers and what is the momentum lost and what is the momentum gained by each layer. Okay, so now so here we have the velocity of the gas in the layer EF. So the velocity of the gas in the layer EF is, what happened? So the velocity of the gas in the layer EF is V plus dV by dz into lambda, and the velocity of the gas in the layer CD is equal to V minus dV by dz into lambda. Okay, so now due to thermal agitation, the gas molecules are moving in all directions. Thus, the average number of molecules along any axis will be 1 by 6 of the total number of molecules in the gas. Okay, so now here let us consider this, the n, small n be the number of molecules per unit volume, and m be the mass of each gas molecule, and c be the average velocity of a molecule at a given temperature of the gas. Okay, so now the number of molecules passing from the layer EF to CD, that is the top layer to the bottom layer. Okay, so here that can be written as n into nc by 6. Okay, so here this nc by 6 is the number of molecules passing per unit area in 1 second from EF to CD layer. Okay, so therefore the forward momentum lost by the layer EF is equal to m into nc by 6 into v plus dv by dz into lambda. Okay, similarly this is the forward momentum lost. Okay, similarly some molecules which are moving from the layer CD to EF. Okay, so some momentum gain is also there. Okay, so the momentum gain can be written as m into nc by 6 into v minus dv by dz into lambda. Okay, so now here we have the forward momentum and the backward momentum. So now we will calculate what is the net momentum by the layer EF. Okay, so the net momentum by the layer EF is equal to the momentum gain minus the momentum loss. Okay, so that is turned to be yes, this one. So that is 1 by 3 mnc lambda into dv by dz. Okay, so now here we have, okay, now see here, similarly the same amount of momentum is gained by the layer CD also. Okay, so if the layer EF lost some momentum, that is 1 by 3 mnc lambda dv by dz, amount of momentum is lost by the layer EF. Okay, so the same amount of momentum is gained by the layer CD. Okay, so now this is the momentum gained by the CD layer and the momentum lost by the EF layer. Okay, so now we have a term called the backward dragging force per unit area, that is F. Okay, so the backward dragging force, yes, this one, the backward dragging force is F, that is equal to 1 by 3 mnc lambda into the velocity gradient, that is dv by dz. Okay, so this must be equal to, that is the backward dragging force must be equal to the viscous force. Okay, so the viscous force is eta into dv by dz. Okay, so now equate these two, then we get the viscous force, that is dvz by dvz, this one. So eta into dvz by dz, that is equal to 1 by 3 mnc lambda into dv by dz. Okay, so from this write the equation for eta. So eta is equal to 1 by 3 mnc lambda. Okay, so in this equation we have m into n. M into n is the density of the gas. Okay, so put m into n is equal to density rho and here this lambda is mean free path, then we get the viscosity equation is eta is equal to 1 by 3 rho c into lambda. Okay, so this is the equation for the viscosity. So now we will discuss what is the effect of temperature on viscosity. Okay, so now here we have actually the density of the gas which decreases with increase in temperature. Okay, but the lambda means the mean free path. The mean free path increases in the same proportion. So which implies that is the density decreases and the mean free path, that is lambda increases with the increase of temperature. Okay, so in the same proportion means here the rho into lambda, that is density into mean free path, which remains constant. Okay, so now the average molecular speed, that is C, is directly proportional to the square root of its absolute temperature. Okay, so therefore the coefficient of viscosity is directly proportional to the absolute temperature, that is square root of absolute temperature. So which means the viscosity, that is the coefficient of viscosity of a gas increases with increase in temperature. Okay, so now we will discuss what is the effect of pressure on the viscosity. Okay, so here also we have the density of a gas increases with increase of pressure, but the mean free path, that is lambda, which decreases in the same proportion. That means the product rho lambda, that is density into the mean free path, remains constant. Okay, so the average molecular speed, that is C, is independent of the pressure. Okay, so now by using this formula we can say that the coefficient of viscosity is independent of the pressure. Okay, so these are the things related to the viscosity, which is a transport of momentum. Okay, thank you.